evening. Welcome. It's wonderful to be on Gino's spot.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Have a drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
I was Krakom. I scored for only 3 points for the Kimberley Dominoes first seasons. Thanks. Daniel. No, it's alright. I mean, they didn't call us the Kimberley Dominoes for nothing. No, but you didn't have to win all your games anyway to be famous rugby team. Just ask most of the Sharks. It's alright, you know, the coaches have got nothing in common with the Sharks. They tell us to take up our usual positions, and when we end up behind the post like this, I know. And my friend Oki, he come to me, he say, yes, they pull me off half time. I say, yes, pull you off, me, they just give Nazis.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Where am I? Where am I? I don't know where I am. Am I there? There we go. Welcome indeed to Gino's spot after the rugby. We tried to put the rugby first because we had a whole week of it. Yes, so it was been exciting, and we're going to talk to Rob Taylor about this as well a bit before we even get going with this interview tonight. So we delayed, and we thought it was going to go off by 7, but it's been much longer than off by 7 because they talk so much. Now, all of a sudden, the refs are like, oh, the refs are just so careful about what they say. You've got to be careful about everything that they do. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gino's spot. Lovely to have you aboard tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed that rugby. That was lekker. Let's boka. Now, it's really opened the whole thing up. No ways. We're not going to fall behind on this. We're gonna come back. We always come back. Come back. There's it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's spot. Thank you to our sponsors, of course, Fitch and Leeds, always there for us. Fitch and Leeds and Spar, always there, and we always supporting the Boca. Great win, Boca. Yes, Paul Murray, lekker to see you online as well, all the way from we never remember where it is, Sri Lanka or Mauritius or something. Has the rugby ended it? Yes, it has. It has just ended, and we won. Wendy, we won. Sorry for spoiler alert. All right. So let me do a song for you guys. Let me do a song. Tell me what you're talking. Tell me what you're drinking. I've got my Fitch and Leeds. Oh, my Fitch and Leeds over here. This side. We've been drinking a little bit during the rugby. So we're happy we're going to enjoy the show. Hello, Brian. Lovely to have you as well. Evers, dit is 'n Brian Wilson. En make a fun vieren. Robbie Taylor, hy sê, hallo my boy, ek sien jou toch daar by Old Grey. En Sandy van die Field, sy sê, hallo van Botswana. En Carol Jacob sê, daar sê sy, hallo Gino. Ja, Kathy Marsh, sê, go Bokke. Dan kom groot en want as Wendy Tompkins Thompson is 'n rugby ended. Jy sit dash. Hey, sit die beste As hy en ek sê hallo Michelle Telford, hallo Gino en Rob Taylor. Vanaand sing ek soos 'n bok wat blaar, want die bokka. Wendy Tompkins Thompson, the rugby is ended now, and we won 29. 7, 9, yes we did. 5 weekie 5. Die dag gaan voorbij. Dis 'n groot geluk en dan staan sy langs my. Sy meisie sonder sokkies. The rugby has indeed ended. Welcome to Gino's Spot, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you're drinking. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me what's happening in your lives. Are you happy about the Bokke? What do you think about the Bokke? Because we got a guest in the studio that can answer all your questions about sport. Because he's a sport fanatic. Indeed. Which is a good time to have him on when the rugby's on as well. So cheers to you. Thanks to Fitch and Leeds and Spa. And of course, Amobia, our internet, thank you so much to them. And ladies and gentlemen, we got our usual, which do the advertising, which is of course for Fitch and Leeds, and we're going to see what Justin has to make this time.
When the sun goes down and you need a little tickle, Fitch and Leeds have got a flavor for the people.
Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of the moments, the second moment that I'm going to be stealing your attention. Alright, today we have a pink gin and tonic, a non-alcoholic pink gin and tonic. Sounds mental, but it works, I promise. Okay, so again, really easy. All that I've got here next to me is some sliced cucumber and some sliced strawberries. I'm going to pop the G&T, let's wait for that lovely noise. Excellent. I'm already feeling like I should be out by the pool on a hot summer's day. Let's get that in. Marvelous. And then a couple of strawberries. My hands are sanitized, I promise. Uncle Cyril can't drag me out for anything. And, as usual, a simple stir with the magic wand. Fantastic.
I'd like to add a little T and G, but I'd like to add a little bit of G to it. If G, you know, would that be all right? I hope it is.
I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, lovely! Isn't
Let's perhaps give it a second stir. I know
Perhaps it is.
you're the captain of drinking, but I'm sure you can't handle that.
Not too long. Not too long. All right, and bottoms up to all of you. You enjoy. Oh, that's very GGG indeed. Bloody marvelous.
Fitch and Leeds have got a mixer that'll fix you on the table.
Fitch and Leeds, the bespoke mixer for the discerning individual. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And we have in our studio Rob Taylor. Welcome.
Thank you, Gino. Lovely to be here.
Yes, fantastic to have you on board as well. And just at the rugby, what a lekker game.
Well, I feel now like a bit of a bride at a wedding because we like 40 minutes later than we thought we'd be.
I know.
But I think if you looked at the game today, the ref overspoke a bit.
He did.
He went the letter of the law because he was very careful about the way he handled every single decision. And I think that's why it went on so long.
Absolutely.
But brilliant from the box.
You see that the way from the word go, the first time anything happened, it was like, okay, everything has to be above board. And Sia, you know, don't worry, Sia, we're going to get to you now. We just don't want to upset you too much.
Yeah.
You know, everything has to be to show the respect and all that stuff. I think that Rassie, over this last week, he's played that game and he's done it so well.
He played it brilliantly, and you know, at the end of the day, if you look at the way it panned out today,
yeah,
I think the ref made sure the calls were right at the end of the day from the TMO as well.
Yes,
but I think Rassie put pressure on the whole refereeing panel.
Yes.
The touch judges and everybody. But at the end of the day, it's about the boys on the field. Yeah. And I think today, first off, we battled. We went upwards the speed of the game at all. Yeah, but second half, thanks to Sia, because Sia saved the try at the end of the first half.
He did.
Yeah, and if he didn't do that, I think we were in trouble. But brilliant second half and won comfortably, 27-9.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if it had been for that try, we still would have won then. See, we still got that in the back if we need it.
Yes, exactly.
and it's amazing. Like, I mean, Rassie came with this whole hour-long spiel. I mean, I don't know, for those of you who don't know, maybe Rob, you can give a little top and tail of what happened there.
Yeah, basically what happened was at the end of every test match, you have the right to question some calls as the management team, coaches, management, that type of thing. And they did that on after the game, didn't get any response, then made a phone call to the man who they're supposed to get a response from, and that was on Sunday.
On the Sunday, yes.
And he said, well, I'll speak to you. And then he turned around and said, sorry, I'm not speaking to you.
No, he said, I'm sleeping first.
Yes. And then Rassie then thought, okay, now we need to train on Monday because we need to look at where our mistakes.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he then thought, well, no answers. Let me put something together. And it was 26 calls I counted that Rassie picked up.
Yeah, 26 things that went wrong that didn't go our way.
Yeah.
And
of which there were a lot where he said, listen, this is the way it was called.
Yeah.
They explained it. We're happy.
Yeah.
So it wasn't 26 that he said was 26 that he queried.
Yes.
And obviously there were those that were totally ridiculous where they blew certain incidents, for instance, not rolling away.
Yeah.
For the Lions one way and for us totally the opposite.
Yes.
High tackle Etzebeth, blown. High tackle on Damien J. Lendy by two of them, not blown. So those were the questions that he asked.
Yeah. I think
and he caused a furor.
Justified as well. I mean, I saw Skinstead, or Bobby Skinstead talking about it as well. Also saying, like, taking on Australian TV, I think, strange enough, I think the Australians were kind of with us on this.
They were, and the All Blacks.
Yeah, and the All Blacks,
100% behind us.
Yes.
And I think, basically, for me, it's needed to happen.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, I think it's changed things now, hasn't it?
It has. It's either Rassie's going to be in trouble, but I think if he was, he would have been in trouble already.
No, I think he played it.
I believe you as a coach and a management team should be able to question.
Yeah.
And why not in the public eye?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we, the public, want the answers.
Yeah.
I mean, of what you and I saw last week would have been probably 5 of those calls that he picked up.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
He went and fine-tooth combed that game. Stop and rewind.
Yes.
And I think it possibly did have an effect on the way we played.
Yeah.
I don't think
it's a mental, because it's all a mental game, isn't it? So he's played this whole scene out the week now, this week coming up to the test, and he's actually won. I mean, he got the players on his side. He was fighting for the players.
Yeah.
And he got the public on his side because he was so flat out honest about it. You know?
And then with old Zwandile Stick and Sia in their interview where Zwandile said, hang on, Warren Gatland started this.
Yeah.
Because he questioned the TMO being South African when he knew full well that there was supposed to be an international TMO who couldn't fly into the country because of COVID. So we had no choice.
Yeah.
And then he questions it, and then he actually was having a go at the International Rugby Board and saying they weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. So Rassie just went and answered, but
yes,
a rather lengthy answer.
In his own way.
Yeah.
And Rassie's got a history of this kind of thing with his coaching. He's a kind. I believe there was an incident in the Free State where he was on the roof of the stadium giving sign language to his,
like these tennis set bats in different colours. And what it did was it puts the opposition off because they're looking
of course they're looking at So he knows how to play the stuff.
Don't underestimate the man from the patch. He is absolutely phenomenal.
And from the patch as well, Yeah. You got to be proud of the guy, man.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely. So I was most pleased, and today look at how it happened. The whole attitude of the guys turned as well, and they kind of knew they had it. The confidence was in there. I think the Lions were on the back foot. And it was fantastic.
I think, Gino, if you think of how much rugby we've played, one game, Georgia, since 2019 as a unit. Yeah. Now we come and play a test match where calls went against us. I was worried that we were going to get hammered by the Lions. These guys have been playing rugby right through.
Six Nations, everything. Yeah.
All we've done is play Stormers, Bulls, and 2 weeks later it's Stormers, Bulls again.
Yeah.
We played against each other all the time. All our other things have been cancelled, all our other tournaments. So I think that's a huge accolade to win this game today and win it comfortably. I mean, the boys really, they must have even thought to themselves, how are we going to win the series? We played one game in 2.5 years.
I know, isn't it crazy? It's actually, it's fantastic. And after this week with the Olympics, Tatiana winning the gold. I mean, we've got
World record.
a world
Yes.
freaking record, guys. It's insane from South Africa, you know.
Brilliant.
And it's amazing. And I mean, quite a few of the I think some of the sprinters as well is also getting in there too.
They're still coming, basically. The big sprints, the hundreds, and Wade van Niekerk's obviously still waiting for his chance. He's been out for a long time.
Okay.
I listened to an interview with him this afternoon, and he's quietly confident.
Okay.
But he said at the end of the day, he's a little bit unsure as well because he hasn't really competed
with
in
Chad.
the last while.
Also, like, you know, you just never know what's going to happen on the day. You know.
But I think we can be proud of. We mentioned it earlier on that our hockey boys absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic. Beat Germany. I saw them beating Germany.
Scored a lot of goals against top sides in the world, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be a medal or two still coming our way.
Oh, I think it might be a good haul of medal. I really think so.
There's certain sports that we do in South Africa.
Yeah.
That will never make the Olympics, you know, like the braai and stuff.
Yeah, I know that sort of things. Yes, and you know, I was watching basketball last night, and I thought to myself, "Oh, come on!" I mean, America's won it, I think, 55 years in a row or something. Jeff Applewhite's watching you, Rob Taylor. Indeed,
I'm nervous.
Yes,
if he's watching.
Jeff. Nice to see you as well, just up the road here, you know.
Oh, there's Fires van Vieren as well.
Fires van Vieren.
Used to roll in here at St. George's Park.
At the cricket, man, I tell you what.
Actually, other arm, but I can't use that Fires.
We used to smack the ball around a bit as well.
Oh, yes.
Fires, when Fires came in.
SS Jumbo.
SS Jumbo, I remember. We were there for you, Fires. We were there.
I used to work in the change rooms in those days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can actually tell you a story about Fires working in the change rooms. In those days, it wasn't like, once Kepler arrived, there was no booze until after the season.
Oh really?
Basically.
Okay, so cut out the...
But in those days, the boys used to get beers straight after the game, okay? So myself and my good mate Brendan McGrath were working in the change rooms. Fires organised us a 6-pack each.
Oh.
We were only about 16 at the time. But now we're leaving St. George's. Guess what? We had to finish that 6-pack before we got out of the St. George's Park because we... Yeah. So we each had 6 beers before we got to Park Drive.
Oh, there's Mike saying silver for Bianca Buitendag. Absolutely, the surfer.
And yes.
From George. Hey, sit you op die kaart. Op die kaartjie. I tell you, it was fantastic, and she retired straight after that as well. I think with her age now, that's her last Olympics. Yeah. But man, I hope to see you at the Billabong and those things as well.
Yeah.
Andrew Ald, how's it, Rob? Bones, Squirrel. Is that your nicknames?
Yeah, Bones.
You were like this at school.
I weighed 50 kgs in matric. Squirrel was a man by the name of Charlie Potts in Standard 4. I don't know if it was because I had a bushy tail, or maybe, I don't know if I ate nuts in those days. But yeah, and that stuck. Here's Andrew Hemmers.
Oh man, I see a couple of guys is this from your 85?
Yeah,
the 85 group.
I just got to correct Andrew Hemsey there. He said, he does say one of Grays. I thought he said the best.
Grays.
There's a guy by the name of Brent McNamara who killed all of us. But
tag him.
I managed to finish second to him.
Oh, really? Okay.
In our cross country.
Well, I wish I could have run. You know, because you don't focus as well. We were talking about this before as well. When you leave school and when you get a little bit older, you focus so much more on your training that you get much better.
Just watching Jeff's
old colleague.
JP Boerter, old colleague from BayFm. He's moved across the waters to commercial radio now.
Oh, really? But to commercial stuff. I'll go FM, JP. Mm-hmm. Emphasis on colleague, not old.
Yes. He's lying. He calls me old all the time. But I'm just looking at Jeff Applewhite there, who certified your visa to get across the valley. For those of you who don't know that I stay on the other side, if you know where Bethelsdorp is, Salsonieville, that's where I am. So getting past Helenvale might be a challenge.
I always think of Father Salsoni, who was one of the priests.
Yes, he was Catholic.
Catholic priest. And I always, since Salsonieville, I always think of Father Salsoni.
Well, if you look at the roads in that area, there's a name for a lot of
Catholic. It's a big Catholic area. Or what?
I don't know about that part, but the road's named after him and the suburb.
Oh right, okay. Gavin, Paul Morrick he's one of my VP boykies. Local from Vic Bay. That's Buitendacht, eh?
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Paul would have been football in his day, wouldn't he?
I don't know. Paul played soccer. Yeah, I mean we're VP boys. We played a lot of soccer.
The Morrick brothers, because the Morrick brothers would have played with my cousin, Gary Stevenson. So if Paul remembers that name.
No, Paul, I don't know if you remember that boy, but there were a lot of soccer players. It was Paul Lads as well. At that stage, Chad Comley. I'm thinking of names now that played soccer. Clinton White.
If you ever wanted to kill your sister, Sandy calls me Bobby, and I hate it.
That's going back a few years, Bobby.
Yeah, that's my sister living in
Botswana.
We just the two siblings. She's 15 months older than me.
Oh, okay.
Been in Gabs for a good few years. Wow. Started off in Francistown,
Gaborone.
And now in Gaborone, yeah.
Oh, lovely. Mr. Sunderland.
Yeah, Christopher Hurley. Yes. He lives down 3 doors away from me. Big Liverpool fan.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but
Sunderland. I was just telling Rob, I was in Sunderland. I was in what was the place called? Durham. I was in Durham, and there were a whole lot of people from Sunderland there, and I needed a drum kit.
It's down the drag by a couple of k's. Yeah.
There's a couple
my aunt stayed there actually in County Durham. Yeah.
Okay, and there's a castle there, big castle, and we got to play at the castle, and I didn't have a drum kit, and the guy from Sunderland went and he drove all the way back to Sunderland. He fetched his drums. And he came back and they were playing football against Newcastle. And he said, Gino, it's war, Gino. Sunderland, Newcastle, it's war.
You got it right. I think that's probably a heck of a lot worse than it will ever get between South Africa and the British and Irish Lions. It's
sure. Go Barrel. There's a barrel as well.
Well, the barrel came obviously as, yes. You know?
From bones to barrel.
But the barrel has actually subsided over the last few years. Yeah.
I see that. I see, maybe it's a lack of beers now.
You last time was a bit fat or what?
Well, no, it just says barrel there, you know, so I was just, that's correct. There we go, Paul. So it's a bit of football for you, Paul.
Yeah, Warmer Celtic, he says there. I also played for Warmer Celtic, but only till about under 11, and then I retired from football.
Gee, was Warmer Celtic still going? Is that, because there's Callies, Heatherbank was one, I think.
Yeah.
Callies were...
The Morricks, I think, were Heatherbank boys.
Heatherbank.
Gary and Smiley, yes. Alan Stevenson, the other cousin, the elder brother. And then Gary, VP boys as well.
Yeah. No, we knew them. We knew quite a few of them there. Andrew Hemsley, so the Bowmaster brothers, those the cricketers.
Say again,
Bowmaster brothers.
Yeah. Well, if you're saying Bowmaster, that was the boys from Alex.
Other guys.
Carl Bowmaster, I think he got about 8 Eastern Province colours in matric.
Okay,
he played everything. And it was EP and everything. Squash and basketball and rugby and soccer. And
Alex boys.
They were Alex boys. Unless he's saying Burmester.
Burmester. What is Burmester?
I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell.
It's they do the hardware in
East London.
In East London, yes. Boka says Brendan McGrath. What was his nickname again?
Beano. The Bean, yeah.
Beano, that's the one. Is that Beano? Where you guys used to play?
Yeah, he had a very interesting bowling action when we used to play park cricket.
Oh, park cricket. Is that the one?
Well, Gary Hemmings was part of that. He probably won't want to admit it nowadays, but he was very much part of
park cricket. It seems like a good bunch of oaks that were together at that time.
There was a couple of weird ones as well. You know what I mean? I mean, if you look at the one thing about our matric class, we've still got quite a close relationship, even though we're all over the world. And the one thing that we didn't really have great. Yes, we got 14 A's in matric, of which I was on the other end of the scale. So I was probably 14 from the bottom.
14 F's.
Yeah, but we had personalities. We had some really genuine personalities. I mean, you had one of them on here. Tim Hopwood. I mean, there's a personality for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in that year. I mean, Gary was there. Tim Hopwood, like you say. And the grey guys do seem to stick together.
Well, we used to have to, Gino, because when I was at school, remember, I was at grey. Yeah. After starting at Clary's.
Clarendon until I was there as well.
Yeah, middle of standard 3. Then I forced my old man to sell the house in Warmer and let's go to Clarendon. Now, let's go to Grey. So I was at Grey. My sister ended up at Trinity.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the Trinity boys in my sister's class used to want to bliksem my mates. But they couldn't hit me because she was in their class.
Okay.
And remember, we were then, the grey boys used to go everywhere, and then you would
Yes.
have the Pearson boys, the VP boys, the Trinity boys, all after us at one time.
Yes.
You know,
Is that
it
Bobby
was tough out
Krummelveld
there.
and those guys?
No, anybody, if you were a
the
grey boy, they
Trinity-
went,
Trinity guys, because my wife was at Trinity, but she wasn't one of those people that went around beating people up, you know.
yeah.
Good Catholics in the end.
Yes. There we go.
Former Celtic.
Gary Stevenson, a legend. Yeah, very
Dean
good
and
football
Bob's. There we go. Gary Stevenson.
Fires.
Yes, absolutely.
player. And Fire's a legend as well.
You know, there was always a chance, Fires, if you were coming in, you know, towards the tail end of the batting as well. There was never a doubt in my mind that there was fireworks going to happen. I
See,
loved it.
Mr. Telford calling us both chops there.
Oh, there we go.
Actually, a story. I met Mark at PE Technicon and
Yes.
Michelle for that
Oh,
matter.
right, yes.
And in those days, it was sort of 86, 87.
Yeah.
Okay, and trouble was spelled differently. You know
Oh,
that?
really?
It was spelled Telford.
All right, Telford.
That's it. It was trouble. It
Of course,
was
lots
big
of
trouble.
cuck there at Colin Corky's here. How's it, Colin? Colin, I did his retirement party not so long ago.
Is he retired?
He's retired now, you know. He's obviously had enough money, you know.
Yeah, I
that's
know.
why. So share it around, Colin.
Listen,
please.
Colin,
Vivian Cole from Alex.
Colin's son looks like he should be retiring too because he's lost all his hair. But he's got about another 30 years to go.
Oh, Colin's still full of beans. Let me tell you what. I can see that.
There we go. Yeah, Cliffy
VP
and Cole from
Legends.
Alex.
Yeah, Paul, you got it right there. VP Legends ruled. But now tell us a little bit about yourself. Originally PE, born
PE,
born
most,
bred.
yeah. Born and bred in PE. As I said, my dad was from Sunderland.
Sunderland, yes.
He immigrated out here when he was 22.
Okay.
Was a confirmed bachelor.
All right.
And he met my mother.
All right.
And then, yeah, my sister she's 15 months older than me, but I was born, my old man was 39 already.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I was lucky.
Gave him a hard time.
I might still be waiting to get you.
yeah.
But yeah, born and bred in PE, as I said, Clarendon
Okay,
Park
yes.
originally.
Lovely. Mr.
And-
Van der Vlies.
Van der Vlies,
Yeah, the guys,
Mrs.
yeah.
Mackenzie in Survey.
Yes.
And then midway through Standard 3, I had this inkling I wanted to go to Grey, and we moved from Ford House Road, Warmer,
Okay.
all the way to, which is now the Silver Lantern Chinese restaurant
Yes.
on the corner of Mount Road and Cape Road.
Cape Road and Mount Road.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
and on the corner there.
And then that was midway through Standard 3,
Is
and
that
then my
still
schooling
open?
was at Grey. It is, well, I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
very quiet.
Anybody know if the Silver Lantern is still open, still working? I don't know.
It's very, very quiet. But I always loved my sport, but I
Yes.
wasn't very good at it.
Okay.
So I tried rugby. I was too small.
Yeah.
Even for a backline player. I mean,
Well,
if
yeah.
I weighed 15 matric, what did I weigh in Standard 5? I don't know.
Well, with oaks like Dick Brown, I see
Yeah, no.
Hemsley saying Dickie Brown. And go have a good chat today about our last game against Pearson. Dick Brown is at Pearson, and he was a legend. I've never met Dick Brown. Maybe I must have him on the show sometime because he was. Everybody used to talk about him at the time.
Exactly.
Dick Brown was the biggest guy in town.
He was.
And you just had to. It was like walking into a tank on the rugby field.
Yeah. But yeah, then if we moved to high school, as I say, rugby wasn't my thing.
Okay.
I started umpiring cricket.
Okay.
From Standard 6, did the umpiring course, did the
Do you
whole
know
thing
Monique
there.
Besson then? Because Monique was doing umpiring from an early age with us as well at Clarendon.
Yeah,
still.
I remember the name, yeah.
Yeah, she's doing framing now. She's got the framing business. Somebody tag Monique because she's the only umpire that I remember at school that I knew.
Yeah, and then...
So you did the course.
I did the course, and then I umpired through to matric. And Standard 7, I realised that I couldn't... I tried hockey, no good at that either. So then in Standard 7, we had the inter-house cross country, and I finished like in the top 10
Whoa.
for the juniors. So I
Then
thought, maybe I can do this thing. So I started running, and Standard 9 was my golden year. Finished second in the cross country in the school.
Yeah.
And then 1,500, 800, 3,000, won all of those races in one day at the inter-house, yeah. But then I retired when I left school. So
You see, that's when you should have started going because then you really
yeah,
had a
you know
talent.
what the thing is, Gino. I think with schools like Grey, when you don't feel you've got that award that you should have got,
Yeah.
Summer Oaks said, "That's it, I'm out."
Yeah.
Okay, and it happens a lot, especially with rugby players. You didn't even play first team. Then they go afterwards, they either stop playing rugby, or they end up playing EP under 20, and they say, "Well, I couldn't make your first team, could I?
Yeah,
but I can talk."
But it's because you got so much more focus as you get older. I think your training gets better. And then you realize you actually.
I used to hobnob it on the PE golf course with a guy by the name of Leonardo de Villiers, who was at the time the South African 800 meters champion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was a painter. He painted the Sistine
No.
Leonardo da Villiers.
Yes,
he painted a lot of things.
Listen,
on the roof.
All I can know is if he was painting, if he was running, I was running and painting behind him.
Okay.
He was quick.
Quick.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Very
Wow,
quick.
okay.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yes, sir. No, that's a good South African name for a South African inventor, Leonardo de Villiers.
Yeah. I think just going back to the Dick Brown, Rocky Saunders, Graham van Grenen.
Yeah,
That was the Pearson front row in
Really?
1985. Graham actually taunted Gray after that.
Okay.
I don't know how they allowed him in. Because Pearson had this thing, we're not going to play rugby today.
Yeah, we're just going to moor you.
And they did. And the final score was 12-all.
Yo.
And they actually got a tap penalty, which was passed to Dick, and he was sort of on the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
And drop goal straight through the middle, which won the game 15-12. But the scrum half didn't tap it.
Oh.
So guess what?
A
The scrum
technicality.
half got a right hook from Dick as well. But there's a photograph somewhere a week later at Faces.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Right? You know Faces?
Yes. I remember
Okay,
Faces.
we used to be watching Steel.
Oh, yes.
Dion
yes.
Matthijs, Kevin and the boys.
Tinny Smith.
Tinny Smith, yeah. There's a photograph of the three of them and me behind them.
All right.
And I, with my 50 kgs behind me, went and said, Oaks, if you had played the ball, you would have won that game. And luckily, I was still standing after that.
All
Night.
right.
They didn't take me out.
You got to give the gift to the gab. That's how
But Dick's chilled so much. I saw him a couple of minutes. He laughs at that story, which we all do, I
I
suppose.
see the message there. And then you met the Telfords at Technical and it was downhill from there.
Yeah.
You're damn right.
Am I allowed to tell the story about when we left, Mark?
I think
When we left and ended up in the army at the same time. Thanks to, I must give Mark his due. We were all going to Sixar and he had contacts.
Okay.
So we were changed to intelligence. So the idea was that intelligence is supposed to be easy. I mean, it's
for the army,
intelligence.
in the army.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you're not going to do much in
Well,
intelligence.
I don't know.
But we didn't realize there were two things.
Yeah.
First of all, they were going to blixen us for a year.
Okay.
Because they knew we weren't going to be blixened in the second year.
Right.
And the second thing, you can understand why Mark and I got in there, because your IQ had to be less than 50 to be in the intelligence. In the SAD. So we walked in, no problem.
So you guys got into intelligence. I believe the lecturer said if you fail the year, you're out, and off you went to the army.
That's what happened with Mark. Was
first to be asked nicely to leave.
Yes, Mark was staring with all the female lecturers.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we had a lovely class. It was Mark, myself, and 18 girls, of which one was Miss Port Elizabeth at the time.
Oh, really?
Yes, so there was, the eye candy for Mark.
Yes.
But he used to stir, and he was basically said to him, listen, if you don't get through the next test, I think it was communication science, you're out of here. And I remember walking out to the car park. I think I actually passed.
All right.
And I said to Mark, what are we doing? He said, we're going to the army. Okay, cool. Let's do this.
Umeshani says, how's it?
Yeah, that's one of, we actually became friends after I assisted her with her daughter with an issue with bullying that she had.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because you're doing the bullying. We'll talk about that as well. I mean,
Yeah.
So I mean,
Not doing the bullying.
Yes, yeah.
It's
the
the
fact
anti.
that you were a bully. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I'm the vaccine, hopefully,
Yes,
for the bullying.
vaccine to the bullies. No, it's an amazing thing that you're doing there. But let's get just quickly to the history. So I mean, your first jobs and your things that you did, you were in sales and all sorts of things before you started on the radio stations.
Yeah, I started at Mnet.
Okay.
Long before it became multi-choice. I was so chuffed for that because I was still studying and I was earning an income.
Yes.
And then when we went to the army, they actually kept a job open for me in George when they opened a branch in George. So I went straight from the army to George.
Okay. And
Best time of my life. Wow.
Mnet
2
was
years of
smacking it back then. I mean, Mnet was popular back then. It was the time of open time, and then you had to pay for the rest.
Yeah, it was brilliant customer service. The fact of the matter was, as you say, the people that phoned us and complained were the oaks that Open Town switched off.
Yes.
They weren't even our customers.
Yes.
But the George days were epic. I've still got some very good mates there. But I'd like to tell you a story, which I hope I don't chunk a bit here. But I was there on my own, obviously.
Yeah,
First time I've been away from home.
Yeah.
And I befriended a guy by the name of Garnet Morris.
Yeah.
And he just lost his wife to cancer.
Okay.
He had 2 daughters.
Yes.
Debbie and Lynn. Debbie was 14 at the time.
Yeah.
Lynn was 12.
Okay.
And I'm sure if they are tuned in, they wouldn't mind me saying Dad went a little bit off the rails. And I assisted those 2 girls, took them to school.
Yeah.
Took Debs to, dropped her off at the Spur.
Yes.
Okay. Fetched her again where she couldn't walk. Then I had to go and put her into bed at home. Okay. And then, long story short, it actually went a bit pear-shaped for them, and aunts and stuff got involved, and they were taken away.
Okay.
About 2-3 years ago, I happened to read a message on Facebook.
Yeah.
25 years later,
Yeah.
Debbie's saying to me, "Is this you?"
Yeah.
So I said, "Yes, it's me." And then I got in contact with both girls, and they both sent me messages and saying that
Oh man.
for what you did for us
Yeah.
those years ago, we will never ever forget.
Yeah.
I was the big brother. They didn't have a brother.
Yeah,
And it actually,
yeah, full figure.
it's
Yeah.
when I left that town, I was like devastated, because you know when you drive out of George,
Yeah.
you got the mountain starts
Yes.
fading behind you.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
you know you're
mountain.
not going back.
Yeah.
Oh, tough.
Okay.
So Mnet, and then I ended up
Okay.
in the late 90s,
Yeah.
being very fortunate to put in a business plan when Mnet branch closed in Adel Centre, and myself and Robin Stradle,
Yeah.
who was running the Utenay branch at the time,
Okay.
we got the agency.
Okay.
So all of a sudden I was this big businessman
Yeah.
from nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But unfortunately, things went pear-shaped. They were not pear-shaped. I mean, Robin still ran it for many years very successfully.
Yeah,
But between him and I, we had things
Yeah.
didn't work out. But the good thing is that we've sorted that as well.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't. It's got to get brushed away at some
Yeah,
stage.
you've got to fix stuff up, and
Yeah.
because all your business, especially your business things, all about relationships. You know, and like I was saying, your schoolmates and your things are all important. You know, you got to keep these things, keep in touch, and because that is your network.
Exactly.
And going forward, that's the guys going to help. You know. So
And then it was quite tough, because I went into business stupid in the bridge, the bridge rental.
Yes,
I was selling hamburgers and cool drinks and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the place called?
Remember Punny?
Yes.
Punny, Georgia.
Punny, yes. With Sweets for Africa or something. It was
Yes.
called,
Now
yeah.
Punny had a place downstairs as well.
Okay.
And he then led it to somebody else, and then I was the next oak.
Okay.
Okay. And the rent just killed me.
Yeah,
Absolutely
okay,
killed
okay.
me.
Yeah. You have to sell a lot of hamburgers.
Too many.
Yeah, too many hamburgers.
Too many.
Brilliant stuff. Great stuff. Thanks, Paul. Duncan Phillips saying,
Duncan.
you're a natural.
I'm surprised he didn't call me captain, because he calls me. Duncan was our head boy in Matric.
All right.
So he was the captain, but he calls me captain. I don't know. But anyway,
Thanks, Dunks.
and then it was a bit of a battle. I was with Rob Hermes, cellular shop.
Oh, right. Okay.
in East London.
Okay.
And then I ended up selling cars. It was at Toyota, Buffalo Toyota.
Okay.
And
Buffalo,
the car
East
thing,
London as well. So East London
so it
side.
was cellular, then the car thing.
You find East London to be like a farm, just a bigger farm town.
Yes.
Everybody's got a farm, or going to the farm, or from the farm, or I'm going to my something on the farm for the weekend.
Yeah.
Always got a farm.
Exactly. Most of my mates in East London was either Stud or McLean Town.
Yeah, that's it.
They had a bit of they had a field with a couple of cars on somewhere.
Stutterheim, Cathcart, these
Yeah.
places, and the Eastern Cape, isn't it fantastic? I mean, I still have to explore the Eastern Cape. I don't know if you've been out there, if you've been to a lot of the towns.
I've been to places like Corredo and Dordrecht and I've done the Transkei.
Okay.
But the major cities in the Transkei, which I think is probably just Butterworth and
Butterworth.
Tata.
Yeah, Dutchwa.
But I've done the Craddock route as well, which is like Middelburg.
Yes.
In sales days, you used
Yes,
to
of
travel
course.
a lot.
Of course, with the sales stuff you do
Yeah.
all over the place. I love the guy. I mean, and they're always so friendly. The Middelburg, no put those guys. I mean, I know the Southies were up there, and we stayed a couple of weekends when we toured with the band, and those guys are
very nice.
amazing. Farmer as well. They can do everything. They're like engineers, doctors, surgeons,
Exactly.
whatever you need. They got it.
Tell Keith you're running out of punters.
Oh yes, Keith is here. We've got one more tot. That's all I got left of the punters, Keith. It's Keith online. Whenever he comes online, we just tell him we want more. That's our theory. We get more and more punters, especially after rugby.
But one of the funny stories when I used to travel from East London to Mthatha when I was in cellular now.
Yeah, okay,
I used to work for a company called CG Cell. Okay, which did all the garage group, Cecils and all that type of thing.
Okay.
But I would make a point because once you got to Mthatha, the shell, the big shell there, the Ultra City, you were probably driving from PE looking for a little bit of fuel if you were driving the Yaris.
Yes.
So I used to drive in there and play Dozy, Vulintlela.
Okay.
Full ball. And the oaks used to look at me and say, who is this oak? Where does he get Brenda Farsi? And then I used to, every time he used to explain to the guys at the petrol station, remember, his first language was Zulu. Because he learned Zulu, then Afrikaans, then English.
Yeah, he can
it's-
speak, eh?
Yes, he can well sing as
Those
well.
in Fululele. But and Brenda Farsi, of course, always I was just thinking Melvin Matthews doing a weekend special. Our very own Melvin Matthews here in town wrote weekend special, and it's done so well.
Chris Hurley, we won't stop the magic at all. That was Mnet's
What is that?
punchline. How
We
many
won't
years
stop
ago?
the magic at all. Gee whiz. You
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah, I was part of making. I wasn't the magic. I tried to make the magic happen by keeping your decoder on.
Yes. Okay. All those sayings and those things that you forget about. You know, those old adverts that say Lexington. That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah. Those ones. I love those things.
Yeah. No, you can't even do cigarette ads. You do a good cigarette ad.
I could do cigarette ads if you get up close to the mic over here.
Unfortunately, we can't. But so I had some great
so it was
times.
sales. I mean, sales.
Sales all the way. Yeah, and then the battle was.
Yeah.
Once we get to more my age than your age. Okay.
Yeah.
I was retrenched a few times.
Okay.
I went through situations where the boss didn't like me, so I got let go. So my good friend, we won't mention his name because he's making lots of dollars, who's on the labor side. I fought a couple of CCMA cases and he never lost one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I mean, it was sad that where it was going. As you get older, unfortunately, it becomes more difficult.
Of course,
particularly with our situation in our country as well.
Yeah.
So then it started sliding, and now all of a sudden you're battling to find a job. I mean, I was out of work at one stage for a year and a half. And that's tough, you know. Your pension that you had, you're starting to spend.
And you got to make a plan. I mean, look at all that. A lot of people have had to do during COVID as well. It's just like this whole change of thought. You I mean, I always say, as a musician, it's kind of always been like that, because your work falls out of the sky,
exactly.
and when you're doing a comedy or something, so I totally get that. If to find employment or find something to do that makes you money, you've got to make a plan. So I mean, what did you do?
Well, there were a couple of jobs here and there, and then in 2012, middle of 2012, I was working at the time. Still in the sales game. But I got let's tell the story. When people lie in Christian bookshops.
Oh my word.
What happened was, and I'm sure I won't get into too much trouble, but it was my first ever girlfriend.
Yes. You don't want to talk too much about your ex-girlfriends while your wife's watching you now.
She was working for Kumbuks, running Kumbuks.
Kumbuks.
Yes.
Okay.
And one of the guys who casualed for her, who was doing a community stint on radio, walked in and said, we're looking for a guy to do sport at PEFM.
Okay.
So she said, I'll phone Rob. He's done it for years. Meanwhile, Rob had never done it in his life before. So there was the lie. And
Maybe she didn't know it was a lie. Maybe
No.
she just presumed.
And then what happened was, so I went in. I went for an interview. I was actually away in Joburg when they phoned me and said, listen, can you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sports bulletin at 5 o'clock?
Wow. Okay.
So I knew no idea. So I said to Pastor Ronnie Johnson, how do we do this? He said, what do you mean? He said, you're the sports guy. I said, but I've never. He said, you'll be okay. So I used to type it out and read it, paraphrase, like you would normal news bulletin.
Yeah.
And then I was there, and then they said, oh, would you like to do training?
Yeah.
And it was Janice Liberty, which is Jerome Liberty's daughter.
Okay, I don't know.
Said, Jerome is PFM.
Okay.
Okay. And she did the training.
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, now you can do your own show. Okay, now this
Full
was
show.
a challenge. Remember, PFM's a gospel station.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a sports show on a gospel station.
Okay.
So basically, where were you going? You had to look for the testimonies of all of the big names. And there's a lot of them. I was hauling out
spin on it.
yeah, I was hauling out the Beast and Victor Matfield and Corey de Priya. Luckily, there was enough to go on, and that was Saturdays. And then, interestingly enough, my very good mate who kicked me out of his maths class in matric, Ed Lennon.
Yes. Ed.
Yeah. Ed told me to disappear and never come back to his maths class. It was very sad. But Ed obviously did a lot with Lance on Algoa with the motor neuron disease. He used to do a weekly thing.
I remember that.
So Ed says, well, why don't we do something? So we got something together, which was on a Tuesday night, which was, we called it Glossary of Discovery.
Okay.
G-O-D.
Right.
Ed's idea, not mine.
Oh, very nice. How very appropriate for a Christian station.
Anyway, so then what we did was, so we started at A. A was Addo. So we got all the facts around Addo and that type of thing.
Okay.
And we did a little show on Addo.
Oh, wow.
B was Besselsdorf, for instance.
Okay.
And then we spoke about the history of Besselsdorf. And we know that the Dutch were here before the English.
Yeah.
That's why Fort Frederick was built, because they chased the Dutch to Golfernet.
Yes.
You see,
Yes.
they built it high. So the Dutch were coming up and boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
And I didn't know half of this stuff.
Yeah,
the Dutch
yeah.
were actually here 17 years before.
Yeah.
And Ed and I got to H. And what our plan was to go A to Z and then start again at A.
Okay.
We got to H, and then I saw BayFm were looking for people.
Okay.
So
So you started there on H.
Yes. Started there on H. And that was December the 2nd, 2013. Where I started Breakfast Show with Neil Barker and Rochley Bloom.
Okay.
Yeah. Rochley was then
Neil
probably
Barker,
20.
Oracle Barker.
Yes.
Oracle.
Yes.
That's it,
Neil Barker, yeah.
Okay, and Rochley.
Rochley,
Who's
yeah.
now with Algoa?
Now with Algoa.
Yes.
The strange thing was this was different now, because I walked into the PEFM with the thing of, you just start.
Yeah.
These are found us photo shoot. I'm going, hey, I've got a face for radio. What's the heck you want a photo shoot?
Okay, right.
So a whole bunch of us, there's 6 of us now.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
don't know who you're starting with.
Yeah, okay.
Who's going to be who you? And I look at this young, and I think, geez, I hope I'm not with her. I mean, she's like half my age. And then, well, remember who could be doing? No, but
Yes.
Wendy and Ross are cool. Which is good.
Okay.
But anyway, so then, so we have this photo shoot. Then someone phones me the next morning. He said, Rob, I've got one question for you. I said, what's that? He said, are you a morning person? I thought a bit. I thought I have to lie here, because I know where he's going. He's going. If you're morning, we're going breakfast.
Yeah.
I said,
that's
yes.
a nicer show.
I wasn't a morning person.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy.
And then, so we started.
So were you crap in the morning show?
No, I was decent, because I got used to it very quickly.
Yes, I'm sure.
But and then, strangely enough, as I said, I couldn't look at this young girl and say, hey, how are we going to even be able to communicate with each other? And her and I are good mates today.
Of course.
We're actually very close. I'm following her career, and I think it's going to boom even further than it is. And it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And Neil, of course. I mean, Neil's with Oracle.
Yes, doing very nicely.
Doing very nicely, yeah. And we used to fight every night again at 5 a.m.
Oh, really?
The 3 of us.
Well, I'm sure everybody gets out of bed, they're on the wrong side at 5 a.m. in the morning.
When somebody would have a little bit too much to say, and I didn't get my word in.
Oh, right.
Mic goes off.
Oh, really? A bit of a chook, chook, chook.
But it was brilliant. And I mean,
Okay.
you look at people like Pastor Ronnie, for instance, he gave me that opportunity originally. And then, of course, Selwyn Willis.
Yes,
he was our
Selwyn.
mentor then.
Yeah.
He used to
Great
clap
DJ.
on us after every show.
Oh, really?
Well, he would go good links and bad links.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that was good. That was absolutely crap. Come
Okay.
on. And obviously Tony Venturini, who passed away last year, was the station manager at the time.
Okay.
And then obviously continuing now with Angelique Sido, who
Okay.
I'm still there. She hasn't kicked me out. So.
Still got the job there, you know.
Yeah,
Rubbed her up the wrong way.
as far as BayFm goes, I've done breakfast, I've done drive, I've done Saterdag You're Late, which is Afrikaans show with the English accent. I can speak,
Lekker,
but I put the English word in every now and again.
You say woof. And then
I've
it's fine.
stood in for shows, the Sunday Soul. You know what I know about soul?
Soul, baby.
It's fish that you fry. That's me. And I had to Google and find
good soul,
out
baby.
what tracks to play, because he didn't say. I said to him, give me a playlist. Oh, Lorenzo's on our Sunday Souls, very good soul sessions.
Well, there we go.
I was clueless. I mean,
you won the competition a little while ago, and I think with a soul song, wasn't it?
yeah, well, that's probably the one soul song that would have crept across Kingston
Yes.
Road.
It would have been a bit of a mixture, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you start talking about stylistics in the Manhattans, I'm going, what was that?
Yeah,
Sounds like a basketball team to me.
Yeah. And Manhattans. and with the Commodores and the... Hey, soul, I
Exactly.
don't know, was that Supremes, I think of, and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, but one thing it's done for me is my music taste now from what it was then. I was obviously we 80s people.
Yeah.
You know, The Boss was one of my Dancing in the Dark. I just couldn't get the hips going. But Bon Jovi, that type of thing. You know, it's classic rock. I enjoy it. But now I've got this heavy taste for Afrikaans. I love Afrikaans music.
Afrikaans stuff.
Especially having interviewed some of the artists.
Yes. When you get to know the artists as well, it makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
Because you see where they're going with this stuff and what they want to do, you know.
Yeah, I mean, somebody like Leonie Meyer, when she walks in the studio and says, Rob, hoe gaan het, Rob? I love it.
Rob. Rob like a seal.
Like a seal.
Oh, yeah. And I say, Rob.
And then they are... The Afrikaans artists, I say, guys like Early P, from the funny Dalaf, mate.
Yes, so
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and
Early is amazing. I've got to have Early on the show at some point.
that'll be an absolute hoot.
Oh, it's amazing.
But then the music choice actually became totally diverse. And people, if you say to me, who do you like listening? I'll tell you, Kelly Kamalo any day.
Yeah, okay.
Robbie Malinga any day. Sahara.
Yeah.
And I found that you don't have to understand what they're talking about.
Oh, he's got to feel it. Music
Exactly.
is cross-cultural.
And there's so much talent in this country.
Yeah.
That it's unbelievable. And but being community radio, that's not really going to put enough. You're going to maybe get dry, some butter some days on your bread.
Yes.
Because it's community radio. I actually do a little bit of advertising for them as well. Where I sell the advertising, but that's sort of on an ad hoc basis.
Yes.
And then
it's all about local. It's community radio is local content, and I think everybody wants that local content. You want to hear about Dickie there, Mike Van Veen's talking about it, and Duncan coming on, Christopher. You know, ask Rob how he jived on at his 50th. I'll have to find out about that.
Yeah, I can answer that one.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Remember, my wife is mixed masala.
Yes.
Okay, her maiden name was Mudli.
Yes.
Okay, so when I met her, she'd been doing ballroom dancing for the last 15 years.
All right.
And I had no idea. So we used to go to these proper, what they called langarm.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Oh, langarm.
No, northern areas, it's a langarm means you're doing waltz, foxtrot, all that time. I was clueless.
Oh, like proper.
Yes.
Okay.
So then I used to sit, and the bottle of whiskey while she was dancing with other oaks would be finished.
Okay. Finished.
So
then as well.
Yeah, then I decided, no, we got to do something here.
Yeah.
So eventually I said to her, let's go to classes. She said, why must I go to classes? I said, because you're going to dance with me. So we went with a couple by the name of Sylvester and Maureen, who were ex-South African champions.
Oh.
And they taught us to do this thing. I won't say I'm close to anything, but I can handle myself, if you know what I'm saying.
Some ballroom dancing. A bit of that, some extra talent going on.
I actually did a bit, if I remember the 50th, there was a couple of sort of
dance
Mafiki Zulu type of dance moves as well.
Oh, okay,
but that was after the tequila.
Okay.
So yeah.
Dangerous
that
stuff,
was, I think, one of the last events my old mate Michael Vares did.
Okay.
Before he unfortunately passed away a few years ago. Yeah. He's my 50th was, and Ross was the MC.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You've done a bit of MC stuff yourself?
Yeah, not as much as probably a lot of oaks like you have, but I have done a good few. One that comes to mind, which was on a regular basis before, well, regular, when I say PE, horse racing doesn't have too many big days, but they've got two main ones.
Yes.
And Karen Louis used to get me down there, and I did upstairs.
Yeah.
Now, upstairs is where it's owners.
Oh, yes. Yes. Now, I've been up there a few times.
Yes. Although owners and trainers are all rah-rah until their horse is coming down the straight.
Then they're like,
they
throw name away.
Yeah, straight out of the gutter. and also, but the best part for me was doing it downstairs.
Yes.
With the oaks that are coming in with their $50. That's all they got for the month, and they want to put it. But then you're giving prizes away. And to see a guy hasn't got much, that's just won a kettle in a lucky draw. Yeah. And it's exciting for him. That was brilliant.
It's like
and they are the two major ones. And then the other one was the PCA fitness and bodybuilding.
Oh, really?
Yes. PCA. I don't know why they picked me.
Okay.
I suppose.
Bit of bodybuilding.
Oh. It was a battle, Gino, because the ladies were looking very fit.
Oh, right. I'm sure they were.
And I was on my own. The wife wasn't. She was at home, So
man, I mean, horses. Have you got an interest in horses?
I used to have when I was my dad, for instance.
But a betting man.
Not me really. My old man used to bet 7 days a week.
Oh, really?
Okay, he had a betting account.
Oh, my soul.
Okay, this is a good story because when we went overseas in 1983, I was 15 at the time. Okay, he'd phoned his bet through for a jackpot, let's say. Okay. Yes. And put his $100 or $200 on in those days, or whatever the case may be.
The jackpot, the swinger.
And then phoned to find out what's going on at the end of the day. And they said to him, well, they read and he had the legs written down. 1, 2, 7, 3, 4, 2, 14.
In the paper. Huh?
Yeah, 14 there. And then, so he then comes. And they said to him, well, sir, there's the legs. He said, geez, I'm one leg out. So what do you mean? They said, he said number 4. Was it a jackpot or a pick? I don't know what it was. Yeah. But he said number 4, number 14. They said, sir, let's just check. Give me your account number.
Yeah.
36,000 rand.
Woo!
What had happened was when he phoned in, if he'd said 4, they'd heard 14 or vice versa.
Oh, my
So the mistake won him 36K.
Wow.
I'll never forget that because my sister and I got $50 each.
$50.
$50. But it took us overseas to Sunderland.
It did. Oh, wow.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Fantastic.
But my old man's ashes were scattered.
Yeah.
At which
Arlington.
Yes.
Well, I don't know what it's going to be turned into now.
And I think it was Mike Rishworth that was running East Cape Racing, and I phoned him. I said, listen, I've got this request. He said, I've never had a request like this. I'm going to have to phone you back. And but my sister and myself and my sister's husband went down there, and it was a howling gale like you could. So I threw ashes this way.
Oh, strain your eyes.
I think I swallowed a few in my eyes. Yeah, so Dad's all over it.
I see your father in your eyes.
Yeah.
Rob. That's classic. You got to have a sense of humor with these sort of things. I mean, and I mean, well, now I don't know. He might have townhouses built on him now.
Well, exactly. There's actually a funny story before that because when the ashes arrived, now we decide what are we going to do.
Yes.
So I said to my mom, well, what about the overseas family?
Yeah.
She said, you can't send the ashes overseas. They might not want them. I said, well, why don't we phone them and find out first?
Yeah.
No. Then the wife at the time.
Yes.
Okay, because there've been 3 of those.
Yes, your wife's, yes.
Yes.
You seem to collect those.
Yeah, I do. They, she said we're not putting them in my house.
Okay.
So I'm going, so he rode around in my cubby hole for a week or 2. And then Robin and myself having the agency, we had a big bank of TVs.
Yes,
on the
okay.
wall. He said, put them there. I won't tell anyone.
The TVs.
Next to the TV. So he was watching TV, although he had about 9 of them that he was able to watch for a couple of weeks, yeah.
Oh, my soul. Yeah, no, you got to, like I said, you got to have a sense of humor with this sort of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
But Rob, so and at the moment you're doing the DJ stuff, you're doing the radio, and then you're also doing the bullying. You were talking about the bullying, helping parents with kids that have got.
Yeah, basically what happened was in about 2015,
Yeah.
I sat down and I had a look at this, because we always see it now with social media and stuff. We see parents moaning about the kids being bullied and things happening at schools and whatever. And then I thought to myself, if I go back, I was bullied.
Yeah.
Okay? I think a lot of us were. My problem was that I was the smallest.
Yeah.
So it was easy to put him in the dirt,
Yes.
and we all climb on top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously I was also very pale.
Yes.
And one thing that I'll never forget was, we were talking about the athletics thing earlier on.
Yeah.
Was we'd run about 400 meters.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get 400,
Yeah.
3 minute break,
Yeah.
another 400. After 6, you are now
Finished.
lacquer.
Yeah.
But now I still get to go and train at the golf course with the EPOs,
Okay,
which the
good
school
stuff.
didn't really know. But now I'm knackered.
Yeah.
And the master in charge said to me, I'm lying, and he said, I need another 4 from you. I said, sir, there's no ways. He said to me, why don't you go and get a tan?
Yeah.
It was like a dagger.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things when I was at school,
Yeah.
it was major for me. Was
Okay.
my smallness,
And the fact that you were pale.
very pale, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks to my dad, I blame him.
Okay.
Because he came from,
The Sunderland.
North Sea.
Yeah,
Jeez.
North Sea.
It's not very,
Norwegian in you.
It's not very warm even in summer. I think they have summer on a Thursday.
So a thin light Viking. That's what you were.
Yeah, and that's people say, well, build a bridge. I built the bridge when I was 17 then, and I remember it now because I remember exactly what happened.
Okay.
I wore shorts for the next time I was 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it hit me.
So just had an effect on you. It's all in your mind in the end, isn't it?
At the end of the day, you know what? There's two sides to this equation. First of all, you need to be. It's difficult. People say build a bridge, get over. Not everybody can do that, and I was one of them. So I believe it affected me. Marriages.
Yeah.
So the first 2 don't count now.
Okay, right. All right.
I wasn't of sober mind.
Yes.
But it affects your ability in not believing in yourself. So I felt down the line I could have done so much more if I had confidence. Okay.
Yeah.
Wendy was the one that turned that around. That's the current.
Yes.
Current one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd say current because you never know what could happen down the line.
Yeah.
But we've been together now 14 years, and she gave me the confidence.
Okay.
And that's when I thought to myself, how many more kids are out there with the same issue? You know, you need someone to give you that little bit of a push and say you are okay.
Yeah.
And I built the whole philosophy around telling kids that they've got this disease called DDG, double DG. We all got it. We're born with it.
Yeah.
You go to the doc, he can do nothing for you. You got to live with it. Drop dead gorgeous. And it works. The kids, and then you go back a year later to the same school, and the kids remember. So basically, it's all about building kids' confidence.
Yeah.
I have been with parents as well, into meetings individual meetings, where there's been issues, and I've tried to help them. Mesh was one of them. And I think where we are today with her daughter who was being bullied, she's really come through. But doing presentations to schools as well, but getting involved with the kids. And asking them questions like, if you fell off your bike and the wheels buckled because your mate kicked you off, what would you tell mom? I'll never forget this. Lighty says to me, he says, I tell you I fell. I said, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, and trying to encourage kids to...
Alan Stratton saying, you're a legend in my mind.
You want
Thanks,
something
Alan.
again.
So I will send you the check Alan.
Yeah, when I
thanks,
actually ran into Alan after many years, I remembered him. He says, I said, you played great first team when I was in standard 6.
Yeah.
And you were in
Oh,
matric.
right.
He said,
Is he that old, Alan?
yes. But so it's trying to instill in the kids, and also trying to instill in parents and in teachers that listen, it's not only the lighties that are bullying each other.
Yeah.
Parents do it,
Yeah.
and so do teachers.
Your
And
words.
everybody needs to help each other. And I think the best way forward is to try and get kids to actually form. If you're not class captain, why don't you be class anti-bully guy or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Get groups together that can police it, because unfortunately teachers can't.
Sometimes
and parents
I think,
can't.
I think some of the schools are doing, I don't know if any of the guys know online as well, but some of the schools are doing almost like a mentorship program for the standard 6s, grade 8s coming in, especially the high school. It's such a big change from that junior school to high school to get in there. You're in this big pond, and a lot of the matrics are mentoring these grade 8s, and that can really help. They take, if they take control, or they take pride in helping, they can build up so much confidence in those younger kids.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of it when you are going, oh wow, that's a hoender. Ditlof hen.
That's how you went from squirrel to barrel there.
Yeah, that was Jacques Japet. Diddy, I hope you need to send me a message there, but I hope you are better. Because he was battling with COVID in the last time I saw.
Great storytelling.
Andrew Auld. Also one of our
no relation
mates.
to Robin Auld.
No. He you don't want to hear Andrew sing, I promise you.
Or Rosemary Auld. I think there's a Rosemary that I know.
There is relation. There has to be. It's not a common surname.
No, it's not. Ditlof says, hi, Rob Emnet.
Yeah, Rob Emnet. That's what they used to call me.
Rob Emnet.
Now, Ditlof, Emnet was here in Courtney, the main road. Diddy, you can help me here. But anyway, and across the road there was a cafe, and next to it was the carousel, the carousel.
Oh, the carousel.
Yeah, we used to call it the carousel. Now,
where was that be?
No, in George.
Oh, George. Oh, the carousel in George.
Ditlof actually ran the place. Okay, now in the old days, we used to go Thursday nights, Hawthorne Dean Hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, in George, happy hour, you buy the case, and it's quarts.
Okay.
And they only sell for an hour. So you've got to
Shabine
buy like four crates. And
he's doing fine, he says.
Good.
Yeah, 4 crates.
Good to hear. But anyway, and then we saved that, and then we used to go all the way to the Holiday Inn.
Yes.
Now, from George to Wilderness, it's a bit treacherous.
Yeah.
There's a couple of oaks that went flying off that bridge and never came back. And then the carousel was obviously the place to go. So so off we went, and we had Hayes Mollis there. Now, remember, Emnet's across the road.
Yeah.
We had an action cricket side.
Oh, right.
Which had Super Sport, the old Super Sport, that square logo at the back. Okay, and carousel at the front. Very proud of ourselves. And we won the league.
Own shirts.
And we won the league.
Oh,
and we went and trashed someplace in Wilderness.
Oh, no.
On a Sunday afternoon.
They're going to phone you tomorrow. They should remember that time in 1980.
But just to, if Ditlof remembers, the two girls I spoke about earlier on, Debbie and Linny Morris, whose dad used to also hang around there.
Yeah, okay.
To say Ditlof, they both send their regards from the UK. So
oh, lovely.
Yeah,
lovely
brilliant stuff.
Ditlof. And it's nice to see old mates on board as well.
Ditlof actually rode a motorbike, I think, down for my first marriage.
Oh.
Yes.
He rode it down for the first marriage. Well, he didn't ride it down for the other two, Ditlof. He could have made the effort. I suppose getting a bit tiring after the first one.
That's a very funny story that myself and my mates, we use cricketing terms.
Oh, right.
It's your age first, and then the amount of times you've been married is the wickets that are down.
Oh, right.
So I'm at the moment 53 for 3.
53 for 3.
But I was 27 for naught, 34 for 2.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was a battle.
Yes, sir. That was quite hectic. Right? Not bad figures, though.
Yeah. And now we sort of, we're getting out of there. So hopefully, it's not going to go pear-shaped.
I think it's time to start with the getting to know you section, because we're getting into that vibe. So let's get into know you.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
He did disclaimer for this.
How's that
there
for
we
an
are
introduction?
again. Awesome.
What's the hardest you've ever worked?
Now, with online teaching, which we haven't mentioned yet. but
Online teaching you're doing, huh?
yeah. I was up before 4:30 this morning.
Hey!
Worked till, with a break now in between, till about 2:30.
So it's quite even the preparation as well there as well.
Yeah, it's the thing is I work on US time.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it's worth it. Absolutely worth it.
Yeah, what do you wish you'd known when you started out? Is there something that it's a particular thing? Or?
I think Tomo said to me, you should have been on stage or on radio stuff 30 years after I left Graham. Come on. So it's not my fault.
Somebody better tag Tomo in this. Tag Neil Thompson. Absolutely. So you'd rather get into that thing earlier.
Yeah, definitely. I think whether it was community or whatever it was.
Do you think it was a mental thing? Like, didn't want to jump off that little cliff or that diving
I didn't
board?
realize it was there.
Okay.
For me, you know what I mean? I didn't know it was there. And I think if you go to the online teaching story, where there's a thing which, and you've done it, Gino, you've had to reinvent your invention, because your invention was music and band and stuff. Now with COVID, what did you have to do? You had to reinvent. Yeah. And I reinvented myself with online teaching. There was a few people, including my stepdaughter, who said, you won't be able to do this. Luckily, she's in South Korea now teaching. Right, otherwise, I'd haul over. Yeah, it was a hell of a journey.
Yeah.
I started that in 2019.
Sure. Okay.
So, perfect.
Yeah.
Gino, a year before the pawpaw hit the fan.
Yeah. Good plan.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know COVID was coming. And I was feeling so sorry for my initial students because they were Chinese kids.
Yes.
And they're all sitting with these masks on. I'm going, these poor kids.
Yeah, poor kids.
They can't go to school.
Look at them.
The one month I did 313 classes for one company.
Yo!
Because all the kiddies are sitting at home and the parents are saying, well, if you're going to sit at home, you've got to study. That's how China works.
Of course.
So I was feeling sorry for these guys. This virus and whatever. Little did we know.
Oh my word. Check all these oaks putting their scores up here. 57 for one, says Stratton. 57 for one. Good innings.
Yeah, but you can't find the second one.
28 for not. Oh, no, I don't know about
that. No, Telford's one down. Mark, when you get married, the wicket falls.
Oh, right. Yes,
you know these VPOs
your age
count.
First.
Your age first?
Yes, your age first, Telford.
Not your age, not how many years.
Yes, not my age. No, you can't make excuses now.
You know what? Is that 28 null, meaning that he's been married 28 years?
Yes, he's been married 28 years.
You know something? I don't think I can find a sympathy card big enough for Michelle.
No, let me tell you, married to Michelle must be very nice. She's lovely.
No, but I'm saying for Michelle needs a sympathy card.
Yes, Michelle, yes. I get it, yes. I get that. All right. What's the oldest thing you own?
There's two things I want to mention. The first one is the FA Cup final scarf, Sunderland Leeds, 1973.
Wow.
And the second one is my wife. She's 8 years older than me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's politically correct to own your wife these days.
She said I could. I asked her, what do you think for the... She said, well, you know what women are like? They say yes, and what does it mean?
I mean, no.
Just you go there and we'll see what happens.
You try that.
Yeah.
You try that.
I tried it, we'll see. If I'm alive tomorrow.
Oh, no. Any aha moments that you had in your life? Like any moments that you thought, something switched on?
Radio, I think. Definitely.
Radio as well. Oh, yeah.
I mean, when I started, I thought, where have I been?
Yeah.
What have I been doing?
Yes.
Even if it was for fun, didn't pay you a cent, I should have done it. Yeah.
Any phobias?
Scared of heights, huge.
Really?
Yeah. If you get on this roof, okay, I cannot watch you.
Oh, really?
That's how bad it is.
Well,
I am
panic attack.
terrified. I get panic attack.
Wow.
I wasn't in media yet. In 2010, we went to climb the 6th floor of the stadium to watch England play Serbia. Myself, Wendy, and my son.
Yeah.
I got there and I froze.
You can
ask Alan Stratton. When I go to rugby, I go 5th floor. Because there's a lovely little media place there.
Yeah.
Can't get on the 6th floor. I'll freeze.
Absolute
fear of
that's,
heights.
and it's a physiological thing, eh?
I think it was Fordhouse Road Warmer that we had a carport. And we were playing on the top, myself and my sister, and I was going backwards, and there was all of a sudden no carport anymore. I think that might have been
that could have been
the catalyst.
The trigger, yeah, because it actually becomes a physiological thing. She says that she owns you, says Alan. Alan, you know what? There's another entrepreneur, Alan Stratton. I just want to say, I remember the My PE that he started back in the day, like a forerunner to the Facebooks and the things. Amazing stuff, you know. Alan, kudos, bro. And you don't go too close to the window either.
Alan knows Wendy. He's been in her company a few times. So.
All right.
And he doesn't.
Well,
he doesn't tell me fibs.
He's probably there right now, having a little swig.
Well, maybe
having a little whiskey that you haven't been drinking for the last while. So, what is? Do you have? What's the? What this is going to Gary's questions. What's the dumbest thing you've ever done?
The farmer's home. The tavern.
Yes.
Right, the long queue.
Yes.
Okay. So we need a Dave Kozak.
Yes.
Dave doesn't do Facebook, unfortunately, so he won't be on.
His sons, I know both his sons. They were at school with me.
No, this is different.
Oh, Dave Kozak.
Dave Kozak.
No. Okay.
Anyway, if anybody tells Dave,
Larry, I'm thinking of Larry.
He'll be chuffed to hear the story that was live on. Basically, what happened? There's a queue. We need a leak.
All right.
So we walked around the corner, and there was a door of the farmer's home itself.
Yes.
The pub was closed. So we
had a pee against the door.
Yes.
Nice.
But then I got a tap on my shoulder, and the guy said to me, and I'd seen him sitting there, and I thought he's waiting for his daughter.
Yeah.
He says, "What do you think you're doing?" I said, "I'm having a freaking leak. Do you mind?" He said, "Yes. I are a police officer."
No.
Oh no! And we were on our way to midnight movies. Remember the midnight driving?
Midnight driving.
Dave in the Austin Apache, which we used to put £2 in on a Monday and drive to UP and back for 5 days.
And the fastback.
Yeah,
Apache.
solid thing.
Yeah, lovely.
And unfortunately, then they wanted to arrest us. And I remember saying to the cop about 75 times, "Do me a favor, my father's going to kill me." Somehow we got away with it, and we still. But that was the dumbest thing.
Christopher says Sunderland also has a fear of heights.
Christopher must be careful. We do have 6 league titles, although it's all before the Second World War.
Alan says Wendy's a legend. So are you spending? No, it's funny. He always pops over there while you're gone.
Yeah.
I see. Yes.
I always wondered who it was.
Yes, Alan says you've got a lovely home. Yes.
Yeah.
What's the coldest that you've ever been?
UK.
Yeah. Okay. It's pretty cold there.
We landed, it was -1 in South Africa. I mean, we don't really get that.
It's just the wind chill
and
factor.
we spent the whole of December in the UK. Saw Boy George right past my aunt's place on a bicycle.
Boy
George.
In the
80s, yeah.
He was a chameleon.
Well, I've got to give you Radio 1, Top 100, 1983, number 4.
That's it.
For the year was Karma Chameleon.
Karma Chameleon was in 1984.
Number 3 was Love of the Common People.
Oh, I love that. You know, if you hear that song, listen to the backing vocalists. The backing vocalists in the Love of the Common People, the best backing vocalists ever. They got all the breaths and the stuff. It's the most amazing backing.
Yeah.
I don't know who they were. They were 2 girls and they were absolutely awesome.
Correct. And then number 2 was Slade My Oh My.
Yeah.
And the number 1 was The Flying Pickets, which was a spin-off from their Zoo with Only You. The a cappella or harmonized version.
I didn't know that. Okay. Wow. That's really.
We used to go ice skating in Sunderland.
Oh, lovely.
And they would play those 4 tracks over and over.
Right. Where do you keep your vegan stuff? Wendy says you don't have any.
Because I knew he was going round.
He's in the kitchen, you see.
Yeah.
It's only chicken stuff in there.
Alan doesn't even trust
all
the water.
All these jailbirds. You're right, Barbara. How many of my freaking people that I've had on here have been in jail?
No, we didn't. We got
jail.
Not quite.
Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, well, no, Barbara. That's what he's telling us, Barbara. That he hasn't been to jail. But he's right. I've had so many jailbirds on my show.
You have. They've all got a story.
Okay. Let's see. The happiest moment in your life.
Wendy.
I
hope she's listening. Ellen, tell Wendy.
Put on the TV. Put the sound up at least, Ellen, if you're watching from the bedroom. You know. No. And how has your life been different from what you imagined when you left school, say?
Woo. Very. I think...
What were you aiming for?
I was aiming to become a journalist. Okay, so yes, possibly I have in some way or another.
In some way become a journalist.
Yeah, doing sports basically now on BayFm.
Yeah.
But it's been very different because I mentioned the multi-choice agency, that went pear-shaped.
Yes.
I did never envisage myself going from Fordyce Road to Salsonieville.
Yeah.
That's 300%.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, and very, I'm in there 14 years now, very, very happy in the area. The one thing is, your neighbors, you chat to them all the time.
Really?
That first lockdown, level 5, when we were scared to even go outside onto the porch, you're shouting at the neighbors. so that's brilliant. Yeah.
Is it a good community there as well?
Yeah. Next door is the policeman.
Okay.
Next door is the 4 girls, so it's grandma, mom, and twin daughters.
Sure.
Across the road is the pastor and his wife and the 2 boys.
Okay.
And then next door is her sister and her.
Okay, it's a proper
son.
Community there.
Yeah. Actually, if they do ever get a chance to listen, Greg, big ups to Greg, which is the son of the pastor. He's grade 10.
Okay.
Rugby player at Westring.
Wow.
Full bursary.
Sure.
He's just been diagnosed with leukemia.
Oh.
But he's fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's he's kicking back there.
Sure, that's heavy, and you've got to fight. You've got to, and with any of this stuff like this COVID thing as well, it's like you got to fight as much as you can. Like it can happen so quickly as well. Well, when in your life have you felt like the most alone?
When that question was posed to me, I thought about it and I said it has to be when you get divorced or you get out of relationships.
Okay.
So the divorce story, I'm champion at that. I've done it a few times. And when everybody thinks you're okay, and they're doing their thing, and you're not. You actually need people, but there's no one around at that specific time. I think that's it, that is tough. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people have had divorces and things. I cannot talk from that because I've been married for this 27 years or whatever. So I haven't really been through that. I've had death in my life, people dying, but a divorce is a tough thing. It's a tough thing. I'm sure there must be at least 12 months out of your 27 where Philip hasn't spoken to you.
I'm sure.
Not in a row, but if you add it all up.
If you add it all up, I'm sure. I'm sure you're right. I just saw a thing with Boet and Swar the other day with Ellen and Brian Mullins saying, no, Boet, all you got to do is tell him, I know that I can see, although I'm gaar. Okay, I can see that you're upset about something, and I'm not really in the right frame of mind to take it in right now. So if you could write it down and tell me in the morning. He said, "But did it work? Did it shut her up?" Yeah, for like 3 weeks.
I watched that last night. Would you believe it?
Yes, I saw
I actually watched it. I found it, just random. Found it on YouTube and watched that specific clip that you just.
Well, it just shows you that Facebook's it's after us. I can check it. Hello, you, says Penny Kruger.
Ooh,
who's that Penny Kruger?
The Kumbuk's lady.
Oh, the Kumbuk's lady. The one that... Penny, you lied in the Kumbuk's and you got him a job. Well done. He told the people that...
You told them that I'd done radio for years and years, but I had never done it.
And I can't believe you lied in a Christian bookshop. May the Lord forgive you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. It's insider knowledge into the work that you do. Is there anything that you could say that was insider knowledge into the radio business or even the teaching?
Teaching, it's just a hell of a lot of hard work. That's the only way you're going to get there. Yeah. People think you do the course and you fly. It doesn't happen.
It's not.
From a radio point of view, I was told this by Darren Mann
Yeah.
before. The bug will bite.
The bug.
If you start,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna stop. I can tell you, it's
You're right.
It really does. It's a thing that becomes part of you at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and it's not about. It's about the people and
Yeah,
you know, it's
it
not
is,
about
it
you.
is, it is,
per
it is
se.
about the people in your audience as well. It's true.
You know that from
Yeah.
what you do. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not about Gino.
It's so now I find this thing like Penny, you got to do what you got to do. Like, but you see what it's so. This is what's nice about the internet is that we can talk to Penny while she's here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Penny. I like that.
Yeah, I know.
You got to do what you got to do. So yeah, you pegged quite a nice part of his life, Penny. So I'm sure he's quite thankful for that.
Did you say pegged?
Yeah.
She might comment on something else going way back about
really?
pegging.
Pegging. Oh dear. And Ellen Stratton said she cracked a smile and now I'm in the dog box. Oh dear.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah, now he's in the dog box. You'll have to make it up before we get home. Do you have any quirks? Any quirks? Any like strange little...
When I started radio, I had a quirk, and they call it a crutch actually.
Oh yeah.
Yes, all right.
All
when
right.
you know
All right.
being on stage.
Yes.
Forget your line. You go. Now what do I do?
Yeah, right.
Someone used to cuck on me all the time.
Right.
But I've always also had this. Sometimes I got rid of that. I don't do this much, but I used to.
Like a tick.
The nose used to itch at the wrong time.
Stop fiddling
all the
with
time.
your nose all the time. Yes. One thing that you really want but can't afford yet.
Why have I forgotten the answer to this? Definitely a Ferrari.
A Ferrari is good.
But I don't know, but not Ferrari. I'm a Lewis.
Lambo.
I'm a Hamilton fan, Telford.
Oh, but Mercedes.
Yes, but I want one of those.
I want like AMG or something. One of those.
Yeah, one of those
The
proper
Gullwing.
racing car things.
Not the gullwing door one.
No. I want to.
Oh, like
go,
a F1.
I want to go to Silverstone.
Jeez.
No, one of my mates, a little Irishman,
Yeah.
who was in Buffalo Toyota at Buffalo Toyota. He won a trip. Okay, and he already had both legs with pins because he wrapped a car around a tree in Ganubi.
Okay.
Yeah.
That should have been a clue already.
But anyway, they sent him over, and he went on this trip which he won, and he went one of the I'm not sure which one, and
it's one of those extreme gift.
And he rode a Benetton,
Wow.
and they reckon he clocked quicker than some of their test drivers. Had he not been 30, I think it was, he needed to be a bit younger, they would have signed him up.
Jeez.
With pins in his legs.
Like the Douglas Bader of Formula One. Oh,
Yeah,
my soul.
but I drive Miss Daisy as well, so that Formula One car, you never have to change the tyres. Because my wife says I drive very
Driving
slow.
Miss
Very
Daisy.
cautious.
Very nice indeed. Very nice. Okay, let's have a look. Who is your most interesting friend? Now you got it. Now you're under pressure now.
Well, interesting. When you talk, are we talking interesting weird? Because he's such a lovely. I've got to go Tim Hopwood, eh? Timmy is
Someone
special.
tagged Tim Hopwood as the most interesting friend of Rob Taylor.
Tim Hopwood would be the only oak that would come on here tonight and seriously go totally impolitically correct with the language.
Absolutely.
He would not be. He
No,
would be
he
straight
doesn't
down
hold
the
back.
line.
No.
Yeah.
We've had him on. He's been fantastic. In fact, we've had him on twice, I think, or three times.
Tim gave me when DVDs first came. No, it wasn't DVD. It was VHS.
Yes.
Okay. Remember, VHS was safe.
Yes.
Because all the blue movies were on beta.
Yes, like Mark Banks always says, the Debbie does the more classic movies were on Betamax.
So Timothy comes to me. He was staying just around the corner from me. They were in the one in front of Grey, that street. You know?
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah,
Not Mill Park Road, I can't remember.
No, not Mill Park.
Westview Driver.
Yeah, whatever, it's there. Okay.
Yes.
So he
Mill
gave
Park
me this
Road,
video.
Mill Park Road.
Gave me the video. Okay. Hoppity goes to town.
Hoppity.
When I put Hoppity in, my word.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Okay.
It was seriously.
Like a Betamax.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I don't think Hoppity didn't go nowhere near
I think
town.
he went hoppiting somewhere else. Oh dear. Okay, what song or artist do you rarely admit to liking? which you like, but embarrassed
Steve.
about it. Steve Hofmeyer. Oh my soul!
I mean, look, I'm diverse. I got Kelly Kamala on the one side, I got Steve on the other side.
You know, Steve's old enough to be your father. In fact, he could
Well,
be.
he probably is.
Don't forget Dickie Brown, SA Schools cricket and rugby, and a World Cup medal for street fighting.
Yeah, that Dick trashed Lily's bar one night
Really?
on his own, where his brother Kevin was the bouncer, and his brother said, "I'm not going near this."
Oh my soul! Yes, no, he had a bit of a reputation. I think he did.
Yeah.
Oh no! All right. What is the last adventure that you went on?
I don't do adventures.
I don't do adventures.
I think I'm on one now, though.
This is the one.
Yes.
Hello, Monique Besson. We were just talking about you because Monique, Rob was also an umpire, and I know you're the only other umpire that I know. ABBA. What do you think? What about ABBA? Don't you like ABBA?
I do like it. Yeah, well,
You should be embarrassed about that.
Should be. I love those two girls.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful.
You know, I still go on to Googlish nowadays and look up
have a look and see
Susie
what-
Quattro when she used to wear the tie. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't, not for the music.
Yeah, but I love Susie Quattro as well. I'm a Susie Quattro fan. The Trevor Quirk.
Ooh, don't go there. Fires, I can't. I've got a shocking story about
Okay, no, we're
Trevor
not going to
Quirk.
go to
No.
it. We don't speak ill of the dead. Don't speak ill of the dead.
One thing I can tell you about Trevor Quirk when he used to commentate.
Yes.
Okay, we were working in the change rooms.
Yes.
And we used to take cases of bitter lemon to the commentary box. And
For
we're
the gin.
thinking, well, who's going to drink a case of bitter lemon the whole day? So, I think by 4 o'clock after tea time, commentary was interesting.
A little bit. Well, Charles Fortune was certainly out there as well. Are you addicted to anything?
Cigarettes.
Oh, you bad man. You've got black lungs. Well, what is the last time you changed your opinion or belief about something major?
Ooh, I think it was in the Wehrmacht. Okay, remember intelligence?
Yes.
So now I end up in Grahamstown.
Yeah.
Okay, and this was a catalyst to changing a belief. Okay. Grahamstown, so we get the Major says to us, geheime leer. You had the confidential, which were green, and then the geheime ones were big geheim, and it was red.
Top secret. Yeah.
Please check through, because we were just after the Bush War, so we were fighting the ANC at that stage.
Yeah.
So I opened it and I said, Major, moorse probleem.
Yeah.
That's my cousin.
Yeah.
Was the first person. And she was the NUSAS, which was National Union of South African Students at Rhodes, and also chairman of the SRC at Rhodes, which meant she spent more time in Craddock with the ANC. Then I thought to myself, it was a shock to me.
Yeah.
First cousins.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, why are you on that side? What is this? And that started changing my whole mindset about who we are.
Our age group, I think, I was probably a little bit later, but I mean, definitely you guys as well. That whole thing where your schooling was so, you were brought up like schooled in that way. That's apartheid was the thing. That was the thing you had to be, and then we all sort of went through that moment when you realize this is so wrong.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
I mean, having lived in the northern areas now for 14 years, okay, I've done it. There's Ashley Pinard, who came down with Lukman Adams, Emo's brother, and whatever.
Adams,
and they did a couple of shows, and
amazing musos.
And we were still. I had them in studio, Lukman and Corin Corky, who did Idols. Okay, had them in studio, and it came up that Ashley was talking about this and that.
Yeah.
And I said to her, you know what? You oaks are no good in Cape Town. I said, our dick here. A lot better than yours. But I found then I could get onto a stage. I actually introduced him at the Boardwalk, when they had the show there. I did the emceeing. And I could stand up and talk about northern areas as though I was from there. Yeah. So nobody could throw daggers at me.
Yeah.
And when I grew up, I thought PE ended at Kempston Road.
Yeah.
There's nothing to the left.
Yeah.
Nothing of interest. So mindset change for when I started realizing that there were number one people out there that we didn't think we lived our lives. We didn't worry about anybody else.
Yeah, it's true. And you have to do something. All right, but okay. So now it's the quick questions time. Let's do the quick. You nearly won. Your favorite, your first album that you ever bought.
For your eyes only, darling.
Ooh, for your eyes.
And you know what?
only.
It was the only decent track on the
Album.
album.
It was the Bond album. What the hell are you doing?
Listen, I'm not allowed to say Springbok. There were a few Springbok ones as well.
Oh, you just bought that for the cover.
Well,
Yeah. You know, your grey boys
I
are all
couldn't
the same.
afford the scope.
You know, honestly.
The scope wasn't affordable.
Scope. Oh, no. What's your biggest weakness?
Would you believe it? Chocolate lately.
Ah, chocolate.
I never used to eat chocolate. Now, like a...
You're heading for the barrel, baby.
The bottom of the barrel.
And your biggest strength? You said that.
I think one of the things that people tell me is personality.
Yeah. People person.
I make people laugh.
Yeah.
They keep on telling me you're natural at talking and stuff.
Yeah.
It's because I don't shut up. That's only over practiced.
Oh my word. Okay. What are the 3 things you can't live without?
My cell phone.
All right. Yes.
I think right now at this stage, cell phone definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, our dog, she's lovely.
Our dogs have been in and out here.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
they're in and out. Yeah,
You can hear them.
And-
click, 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 click.
And Ellen, sorry to say this, but Wendy has to be number 3.
Oh, there we go.
And please, if we can send just that clip
Yeah,
to Wendy.
It's not,
Does that
and it's, the numbers don't mean anything in this. It's not like
No.
first, second, third. This is like just 3 general things, not in any particular order.
I think Wendy would be happy to be there.
Okay.
Whether it's bronze, silver, or gold, you know what?
What's your pet peeve?
Oh, right now is this whole damn thing of we got 2. We got corruption and we got race.
Yeah.
And it keeps on popping up, and I'm going, guys, come on. And you know, with doing online teaching, I teach a lot of adults from around the globe.
Yeah.
And you could be from Brazil, you could be from Colombia, it doesn't matter where. And I say to them, what's your big thing about your country that you hate? And corruption is 90% of the time the first thing.
Yeah.
So it's not only us.
It's not only us. Yeah, it's everybody.
Only problem is, you know, the money's not coming to us, you know.
Yeah, I know. We need it. We need it, yeah.
We need a couple of tenders.
There's it. A city that you've always dreamed of traveling to.
Rio.
Rio,
Why?
and she dances in the sand.
With the festival.
Festival, you like that?
Ooh,
I'm
have you
getting
seen?
I'm getting a theme. I'm getting a theme going on here with the bodybuilding, the Scope magazine.
have you
now
s-
Rio Festival.
Have you seen the festival? You know, when 2010 World Cup, there used to be a ATM there, you know, where just in the law courts.
Yes.
And there was then F&B.
Yes.
It's no longer F&B.
Yes,
it's now
F&B
student
next time.
accommodation.
Yes, yes.
There used to be an ATM there.
Yes,
right?
I remember
We were
that.
going to the World Cup.
Okay.
Okay. And my eyes were drawn to the ATM because there was a Brazilian girl in her Brazilian getup drawing money. I'll
money.
never forget that. Image is imprinted.
So from then on, she wanted to follow her back to Rio just to see her samba.
Whoa! Brazilian ladies. Oh.
There you go. Okay. If you could go to any concert, past or present, what would you go see?
I'll tell you who I won't go see, and you'd be surprised. It would be Michael Jackson or Queen.
You won't. That you
Nope.
won't. You
Either
don't
of
like
them.
Michael Jackson or Queen?
No.
I could go see him. Michael Jackson. Yeah, it's fine.
No, I never, his music never did it for me.
Okay.
Queen neither. It's surprising.
Well, a
don't
lot
you
of
think?
people disagree with you. You know,
They are.
I'd say.
Sharon Alvarez, I did a music trivia with her.
Sharon, yes.
And I mentioned that she stopped the whole music trivia to cut me out in front of all these people because I said I won't.
Not surprised. So who would you go see?
I would.
Rodriguez.
No, going back, I would say I'd love to have seen the Boss live.
She's Marcel's saying she likes my jacket. Thanks, Marcel. Like it as well. It's from my dear aunt who was EP. What's it? Synchronized swimming.
Yes.
Yeah.
So probably the Boss.
The Boss
from the 80s.
Springsteen. I'm there with you. I love the Boss. He's great. He's been here once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been
Not
to
on
South
your
Africa.
show
Into
yet.
South Africa. No, he hasn't been on my show yet. We'll get him on Gino's spot someday. Carl Gustafsson enjoying the show. Thank you, Carl.
Carl, cousin Carl.
Cousin Carl, is it your cousin?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Nice. The family's on board. Do you have any hobbies? Do you collect anything?
I used to collect football memorabilia, but Sunderland only.
Oh,
and
Sunderland.
that's not so much anymore. But I used to. I've
probably
still got it
got
all
some-
stashed away. I'm not allowed to put it up in the house. And I've got one thing which the wife won't let me put it up. There was a Cadillac Jacks,
Yeah.
okay, which
Oh,
was
yes.
the poster Cadillac Jacks,
Yes.
which was girls with bicycles
All right.
in leotards.
Oh,
Okay.
bicycle. It's a Queen song. You must
Yes.
have hated that.
Okay. Beautiful. So all you see is the girls' bicycles and the butts.
Oh, right.
My wife won't let me put it up at home.
You know, there's
so
a
I'm looking
theme
for a buyer.
going. There's a theme in this. There's a politically incorrect theme going on in this show tonight. Oh man! Let's say, what was the moment that you knew there was no turning back with?
When I left George, that time when I drove
Yes,
out of
okay.
George, after
Now
all
to
that
Leon.
2.5 years of brilliant Ditlov Hen and
Yeah.
when I left there, I was
That was
I was
a-
smashed with tears till I got
Really?
to probably about Tsitsikamma.
Okay.
I was crying because it was
Because that's a very visual image, that riding or going away from the mountain, and it is amazing. All right, so your biggest irrational fear or phobia? Oh, we've spoken about your fear of heights. I suppose we knew that.
Sure.
And are you superstitious about anything?
No.
No superstition. No, none of that.
Although when I was small, I used to check under the bed every night before I went to sleep
stuff. For the monster.
for something. Yeah. Not anymore.
All right. We got the final ones, the either ors. The either ors. Here we're gonna go.
Ooh, this
There we go.
Could this get me into trouble?
No, this is chop chop.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking of what you might ask.
Reality or fiction?
Reality, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Dancing or cooking classes?
Can't cook, so definitely
Dancing. Ballroom dancing. There we go. I think you're one of the few ones that said that. Newspaper or online blog?
Online blog.
You like the online. Amusement park or historical site?
Amusement park, but I won't go on the rides.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, of
No,
course. But you just
roller
like to
coasters and
watch
stuff.
it a
I'm
bit.
just
So
going to
no.
watch you do it.
Okay. Night owl or early riser?
Both.
Both.
Because working hours that I do now, I could start at 3 a.m. in the morning. No, let's make it 5. I've canned it a bit. 5 a.m. in the morning, but I could also finish at 1 sometimes.
Okay, I see Mike Former's liking the honesty there, guys. Yes. It's a dangerous show, this Mike.
Mike is obviously he's very honest after a good few.
Oh, right, good. I like that, Mike.
Typical Joburg Bill, you know.
Said, I don't know if that's Penny in relation to Penny Former. I don't know.
Right, said Fred.
Right, said Fred on repeat for 4 hours on the way to Master. But what is it?
I'm so sexy for my
in my
shirt.
shirt.
Yeah.
Too sexy in my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
Well, our theme song now for the sports show on BayFM is Stand Up for the Champions.
Stand up for the champions. Yeah, those guys, those bald buggers. There we go. Night owl, flower or vegetable garden?
Vegetable.
Vegetables. There we go.
Well, remind me of my mates.
All right.
Vegetables.
High tech or low tech?
Low tech because I'm technically BBT, born before technology.
Born before technology.
Yeah.
Money or fame?
Neither of the above.
Neither.
No.
Don't care about either.
No, the thing is I'm not getting either. That's the problem. So
Which one would you like?
I'd probably like the money rather than the fame.
fame can go down.
Look at what
Give me the money.
Wayne Rooney's been up to again. And look at him. I mean, the fame's not helping.
Yes, you're right. Rob is probably the slowest fast left arm bowler ever.
Apparently, they used to, when I used to play indoor cricket, they used to call me slow fast.
Oh, slow
Because it was
fast.
slow to the batsman, fast to the boundary.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it went slowly that way, and then he moved it. It went twice as quick.
I see Penny's Mike's sister. Oh, I love Penny. She's lovely. You must be a fine lad then, Mike.
Yes. No, wait. He's talking about, were you talking about former?
Former, yes.
Yes. Who did you mention?
Penny.
Aha. Okay. I thought you mentioned Sandy.
Oh, no. I don't know Sandy. I know Penny only. And the slowest fast boat. Do you put a bit of spin on or anything? Nothing.
No.
No, so you're not going to seem that at all.
It's going so slowly that you fall asleep by the time it gets
Is
there.
the run-up faster than the pace of the ball? You mean?
It wasn't a run-up either.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Thank you for
I
that.
can talk about sport, but I wasn't great at it.
That little tidbit, Hannes. All right, finally, final question. Structured routine or go with the flow?
Go with the flow, definitely. It's
go
got
with
me
the
in
flow,
a heck of a lot of trouble over the years. I was the oak when they, and this is George days, so anybody, Penny's gonna, no. Anyway, I was the oak sometimes that would, when they were, the girls, there were always 3.
Oh, I see.
And normally there were 2 good lookers.
Yes.
And 1. But the one would never let the other 2 get away.
Yes.
So somebody had to take one for the team.
Oh. Well, I think it might have been the other way around. The girls tell me a different story. They said there was always 2 guys and there's 1 guy.
That's
always that.
I did have that experience actually. Where
always the slow
what
bowler.
We used to call it hunt the.
No, we don't. I'm not going to go there.
You know what? I was seriously. A girl won.
A girl won, and you were the winner. You were.
And we weren't even playing the game that night. And
That's an appropriate.
I was the scapegoat.
Appropriate place to end. Thank you, Rob Taylor. Thank you so much for coming on board. It's been absolutely fantastic to have you.
Excellent.
And guys, I'm waiting. Benny Kruger. We got the draw. We got the winner. Okay, we're going to take all the comments and we're putting them all in the box. I'm not going to play drums tonight. We're just going to choose a winner because it's late. And so we're going to we're going to get a window and we can watch it as it happens. We'll see who's going to win the Fitch and Leeds tonight. There we go.
The Fitch and Leeds is lekker.
Fitch and Leeds, you win a Fitch and Leeds no matter where you are. We'll send it to you even if you're in Sunderland. It's fine. All right, so let's have a look who's going to be the winner. And we got, there we go. Benny, Mike, who's going to be there? Who's going to be? Mike Former!
All the way in Joburg.
All the way in Joburg.
It missed my sister by a lucker.
Yeah, it did. Well, Mike Former, you are the winner of our Fitch and Leeds. Thank you, Umeshani.
Thanks, Mesh.
Sure, we're gonna and Michelle, bye bye Rob, thank you.
Yeah, it's the first time she commented.
You know, no, she said something earlier. She's been watching
beating
you.
Mark for
just in case. All right, thank you for joining us on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys.
Thanks Rob so much. Thank you to Fitch and Leeds, our sponsors. Thank you to Spa, and a thank you to Amovia, who's always been fantastic as well. Woohoo, Mike, we got you. Send me please DM me your details, your address and your phone number.
I'll steal it and send it to you, Mike.
Excellent.
Never get there.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. It's been fantastic. Woo! You can't hear the music, I don't know. You can't see it.
Come on, can you hear the music?
There you go, have a listen. Alright!
Cool!
Thanks, guys!
Bye-bye, people!
Cheers. Thanks, Mark!
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.